Hello, welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. My name is Eva, and today we're going to be doing a 60-minute all levels hard class based on Abhyasa. Abhyasa comes into the Yoga Sutra in chapter 1, verse 12, where Master Patanjali says the following. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. Stopping it requires constant practice and giving up your attachments. So what does stopping it mean? Stopping it is stopping how our mind turns things around. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. And this is the foundation of all the Yoga Sutras. We want to stop our mind from turning things around. We think our world and our joys and our problems are coming at us and we have no power over them. But Master Patanjali is saying, listen, if we understand that our problems and our joys and our lives are coming from how we treat others, how we make impressions in our mind through our thoughts, words, and deeds, we turn our mind around. We realize that our mind is coming from us. Our world is coming from us. The awesome people and the difficult people are coming from us just by how we treat ourselves and others. And so that is what Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha is. It's stopping how the mind turns things around. And we learn that it's coming from us. So to stop our mind from turning things around, it requires constant practice. And in chapter 1, verse 13 of the Yoga Sutra, Master Patanjali elaborates on abhyasa, constant practice. And he says, Tatra stitau yadno abhyasa. Constant practice means striving to be there. So striving to be where? And so striving to be there means that we're striving to be there where we're trying to stop how our mind turns things around. We're striving to be in that space where we understand and we embody that our world comes from us, not at us. And if we strive to be there, if we strive to hold our thoughts, our words, our deeds from this space of, okay, my world is coming from me and how I treat myself and others, then we can really get to constant practice. We can really get to this place, abhyasa, where we're working to spread joy and love in our worlds and in ourselves. And we can get to the goal of stopping how our mind turns things around. Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. The goal of yoga is stopping how our mind turns things around, reaching the highest states of bliss. So it might seem big right now, but right now we're just going to focus on abhyasa, constant practice, and we're going to do this hour class. So let's just begin in a tall seat, and you can close your eyes and take a deep breath. And just root down through your sit bones and feel this uplift through the crown. And soften your whole body, releasing any tension. Allowing the jaw to soften, the shoulders, the chest, the whole body. And we'll take a deep inhale here. And exhale, letting it go. We can softly open our eyes and we'll bring the right hand down beside our hip. And let's inhale the left arm up, getting tall. And then we'll move over to the right, taking a big side bend here. Opening the left side body. Coming back up to center, left hand down, bring the right arm up, over to the left. deepening through your breath and letting your whole body get breathed open with your breath. Nice. And then we'll come up to stillness, back to an upright position, and we'll just begin some Sufi grinds. So we just want to inhale, kind of like a seated cat-cow. Inhale, you're bringing your heart forward, and exhale, you're opening the back body, coming into a tuck. Inhale, opening the whole front body, and exhale back into a tuck. Moving to the right. So really just using your breath here, and breathing into any sticky parts, any points of tension, and just let your awareness be your abhyasa, part of your practice today, bringing loving awareness to whatever arises in your practice. Good. And then we'll come to center. We'll switch the crossing of our legs. And then we'll move over to the left now with your Sufi grinds. Really deepening your breath. Good. And then from here, let's bring our legs out wide angle pose with seated. You bring the toes to point up, flex your toes, and just bring more and more weight onto the pelvic floor by just inching your hips forward. Maybe you want to bring your hands down to the mat in front of you, have a slight bend in the knees. And just breathe here, finding your edge to find that stretch where you can open the hips. Taking some deep breaths here. Maybe you want to bring your forearms down on the mat. Whatever works. Letting the breath be expansive through the low back. Keeping those toes pointed up. And then slowly you can come back up. Bend the knees, bring them about feet mat width apart. And we'll just windshield wiper our legs a little bit. Just to open up through the hips. Good. And then from here, we're going to come to have the legs together out in front of us. And we're going to clasp our hands together. Keep the toes curled back towards you. Maybe bring the feet hip width apart. And we'll just inhale, reach the arms forward in a big circle. And exhale, as you sink back, bringing the lower back towards the mat, we're going to come into a tuck. It's like you're stirring a giant pot of soup. You're making big circles with your fists. As you inhale, you're coming forward, reaching past your toes. Exhale, you're bringing the low back to the mat, coming to a tuck, making these big circles with the body. Warming up our core, opening the hamstrings. Big breath here. If it's helpful, you can keep the feet mat width apart. We'll do one more in this direction. Good, and then we'll switch directions. Good. And when you're done, you can bring the feet together out in front of you. Just shake them out a little bit. And we'll come onto our hands and knees for some cat-cow. So the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, your toes are curled under. We'll inhale and begin to open the front body, looking up. And on your exhale, tuck the tailbone in, push the mat away from you, opening the back body. So moving with your breath here, every inhale opening through the front body. And exhale, coming into your tuck. Taking your time here. Maybe you want to untuck the toes, and on your exhales, you can come into like a half child's pose and then inhale, rolling the heart up and forward. So every inhale, you're looking up, and then exhale, come into your tuck, into a child's pose, and then rolling the heart through, back up to opening the front body. Just a few more rounds of this. Good. And from here, we'll come to tabletop pose, where your hands are down evenly on the mat, toes are curled under, and we'll warm up our core a little more by we'll bring the left hand forward and the right leg back. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And hold here, feeling the balance coming into the core. You want to make sure you're not flaring your rib cage out. Everything's tucked in and level and even in the torso. And if you want to go a little further, you can exhale, bring the elbow and knee to tap. Inhale, coming back forward. Exhale, tap. Inhale, forward. You can do 3 more at your own time, your own breath. And then when you're done, coming back, taking a deep breath here, and then we'll bring the right arm and the left leg up. Holding here for a breath. And then we'll do a total of 5 taps. Exhale to tap, inhale to lengthen. And then you can bring it down. Lovely. Take a breath here. And then we can walk the hands forward, curl the toes back, and press back to downward facing dog. And you can have a lot of bend in the knees. You can keep the heels floating. Whatever works for your practice today. You can walk the heels out, just opening through the hamstrings. And you can bring the sit bones side to side. And then you can inhale, come forward into plank pose. So you're pushing the mat away from you. The arms are straight underneath the shoulders. Legs are straight and strong. Tailbone is tucked in a little bit. strong like a plank, pushing the mat away from you to dome the upper back and tuck the chin in a little bit to elongate the back of the neck. Hold here, and then exhale, come back to down dog. So let's do that 3 more times. Inhaling to plank. Hold here, and then exhale back. So to do 2 more at your own breath, your own pace. Really imagining you're drawing the energy up the arms as you come forward. And exhale back to down dog. When you're done your 3, back and down dog. And then we can inhale the left leg up. Then exhale, bring the left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg up again. And exhale, left knee to kiss. Push the mat away from you. And then left leg up. And then we'll bring left knee to right elbow. All the way back up. And then finally, bringing the left foot in between the hands, the right knee down, right top of the foot down. We're in low, deep lunge. You can keep the hands down just to open through the front of the hip. And then we'll lift the arms up. You can cactus the arms, and we'll square the hips, bringing the left hip forward, the right hip back. The right hip forward and the left hip back. So we're squaring the hips here, bringing the arms up, holding here. And then from here, we'll pivot the right foot, the left foot's in front, and we'll come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So you're spinning the heart towards the ceiling. Legs are strong and straight. The outer edge of the back foot is glued to the mat. Breathing here. And then we'll tap the left foot with the right hand, bend the left knee, and open out to warrior 2. So that left knee is stacked above the ankle. We'll inhale the arms up and exhale out. Inhale up and exhale out. The right hand on the right thigh, reaching back, exalted warrior. And then the left elbow to the knee, reaching forward ahead of you, extended side angle, making sure that the sit bones are tucked under you. Deep and expansive breath. Spinning the heart up towards the sky. One more deep breath. And then we'll come back to warrior 2. And then let's straighten the front leg. And then we'll hop the right foot in a little bit. And we'll pivot the right foot so it's pointing towards the upper right corner of the mat. And we'll just come into pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. So the hips are square to the front of the mat. That back foot's at 45-degree angle. And we'll inhale, lengthen the crown forward. And exhale, Get a little deeper into your fold. If you want, you can always clasp the hands behind you. Opening the shoulders here. Good. And then from here, we're going to come into a revolved triangle. So we want to bring the right hand on the outside or on top of the left foot. And we want to plug back really strong through the left sit bone. So that means lengthening the left leg. And then we're going to reach the left arm forward in front of you. Reach, 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 reach. And then from here, squeezing the inner upper thighs, we're going to twist at the heart, twist at the belly. Revolve triangle, Parvrita Trikonasana. When you're done, bringing the left hand back down to the mat, the right hand down. And then we'll shift the weight forward and press back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank pose. And then we'll come down into a vinyasa, so you can bring the knees down, the chest down in between the hands, chin down. And then inhale, you can come into Cobra, Bhujangasana, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, elbows close to the rib cage as you glue the pubic bone to the mat, lifting the heart. And then curling the toes back to down dog. Beautiful. Now from here, let's bring the right leg up. And then we'll bend the knee, bring the right knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Right knee to kiss. Up. And then right knee to left elbow. Pushing the mat away from you. And then back up. And then we'll bring the right foot in between the hands, finding your low, deep lunge. Taking a moment here to just open through the front of the left hip flexor. And then you can lift the arms, squaring the hips. Breathing here. And then from here, we're pivoting the left leg parallel to the back edge of the mat, straightening the front leg, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose, with the right foot forward. Twisting the heart up towards the ceiling, soft smile on the face. Good. And then we can tap the right foot with the left hand, bend the right knee, come up into Warrior Two. So that knee is stacked above the ankle. And then inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Left hand on the left thigh, reaching back into your exalted warrior. Opening that right side body. And then elbow to knee, reaching the left arm up and over into extended side angle, keeping the tailbone tucked under you. A long line from the outer edge of the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. Breathing deep. And then back to warrior two. And then from here, we're straightening that front right leg, hopping the left foot in a little bit, and turn the left foot so it's pointing towards the upper left corner of the mat as you fold into your Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So reaching that right sit bone back, lengthening the right leg as you fold over it. Breathing deep. And really be aware of your mind frame, your mindset, when you feel these sticky places in our body, like the back of our hamstrings. Can you bring loving awareness to those places and make that your constant practice, abhyasa, so that, you're planting seeds towards stopping how your mind turns things around. So you're inhaling, reaching the crown forward. And exhale, folding over. Maybe you want to clasp the hands behind you, opening the shoulders. And bringing the hands down. One more breath here in Parsvo. And then we can bring the left hand on the outside of the right foot. Reaching the right hand forward in front of you and plugging back through the right sit bone, lengthening that right leg. And then we'll twist at the belly, reaching that right hand up into Parvrita Trikonasana, revolved triangle. Smiling here, breathing wherever you are is perfect. Good. And then we'll bring the right hand down, the left hand down, reaching the heart forward as you float the right leg back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, letting it go. And then we can come into our vinyasa, coming into plank. And then bringing your knees, chest, chin down. And inhale to cobra. Exhale back to down dog. Taking a deep breath. And then from here, let's bring the left leg up. And we'll do our knee to elbow taps again. Using your breath here. Pushing the mat away from you as your knee comes forward. And then planting the left foot in between the hands, finding your low deep lunge. Your arms are up, opening through the hips, the heart. Bringing the hands down, we're going to pivot the right foot parallel to the back edge of the mat, coming into Trikonasana. Breathing here. If you want to challenge yourself, you can hold your big imaginary beach ball. Smile. And then from here, tapping the left foot with the right hand, opening up to Warrior Two. It's nice to be able to do the same pose twice. You get to go deeper, your body remembers it. You can really work out all the little nuances. Inhale the arms up and exhale down. Right hand on the right thigh. Reach that left arm back. Exalted warrior. And then bring the elbow to the knee, reaching the right arm overhead into extended side angle. Coming back to Warrior Two. And then from here, we're going to hop the right foot in a little bit, and then bring the left foot so it's at the center of your mat pointing forward. Right hand on the right hip. We're going to begin to weight bear on the left leg and float the right leg up. We're going to reach the left hand down towards the upper left corner of the mat, keeping those left toes pointing forward. We're going to turn our heart over to the right side of the mat, coming into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. You want to be able to see your right toes in the peripheral vision as you turn your gaze up towards the top hand maybe. Don't forget to smile wherever you are. Your heart's facing the right side of the mat, maybe even twisting up towards the sky a little bit. Breathing here. Half moon pose. And then from here, you can bring the right hand down so the hips are facing the mat now. We can walk our hands in, keep that right leg floating, and we're going to bend both knees and then get deeper into the left hip crease as you straighten the left leg. Reach the right leg up into standing split. Nice. Maybe you can bind your left ankle with both hands or one hand. Reaching with that right leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bend both knees again. Hands are on the mat. And reach that right knee back behind you towards your left hand. And come to seated on your mat. And we're in the perfect position for Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. So you want to make sure both of your sit bones are plugged in through the mat. Equal weight through both sit bones. If this is difficult for you, extend the right leg out in front of you. So straight right leg. And then from here, the left hand is behind you, right arm extends up overhead, and then hug the knee in towards the chest as you twist over to the left. Letting your breath deepen you in your twist. Just keep hugging the knee in towards the chest. That's all you need to worry about. And then you can bring the elbow on the outside of the knee and bring the forearm along the thigh. And then just get a little deeper into your twist. Breathing deep. Every inhale, lengthening the crown up towards the sky, and exhale, getting a little deeper in your twist. And then you can release the twist, unbind, unwind, and face the right side of your mat. And you can untwist your legs and just bring your hands back. Your feet are mat width apart, and just do some windshield wipers. Nice. And from here, you can just sit in a cross-legged position and just close your eyes momentarily. Notice your body. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Just cultivating a moment of stillness and reflection for the body. And then you can slowly come out of that, opening your eyes. And we'll bring our hands to the mat and come back to downward facing dog. And then inhale, come into plank pose, do a vinyasa. You can come into cobra or upward facing dog. And then come back into downward facing dog. And then we'll bring the right leg up and do the knee to elbow taps. And then bring the right foot in between the hands, coming into your low deep lunge with the arms up. Then coming into Trikonasana, triangle. And then tapping the right foot with the left hand, bending the right knee, opening up to warrior two. Inhale the arms up and exhale down. Left hand on the left thigh, reaching back, exalted warrior. And then elbow to knee and extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Hold here. And then we'll elongate the front leg and hop the back leg in. Bring the front foot in towards the center of the mat, pointing straight forward. Left hand on the left hip. And we'll begin our half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana, with the right leg forward. So we want to dangle the right hand on the line of gravity, float the left foot up, and touch the right hand down towards the upper right corner of the mat. This floating left leg is super strong. As we turn our gaze, make sure you can see your left toes in your peripheral vision as you lift the left arm up. It's a hip opener here, right? Because we're keeping those right toes pointing forward. Keeping the heart facing the side of the mat. Whoops. If you fall out, that's okay. And then when you're done, bring the left hand down to the mat, keep the left leg floating, and then bend both the knees. As you get deeper into that right hip crease, reach the left leg up towards the sky into standing split. Walking the hands closer to that right foot, maybe binding one hand on the ankle, both hands on the ankle. Just getting deeper in that right hip crease, lifting the left leg up. And then hands back down on the mat, bend both knees, and reach that left knee behind you over to the right as you sit down. And we're now in Ardha Matsyendrasana on the other side. So always the option to extend the left leg if you need to. We want to ensure that both of the sit bones are plugging down evenly. Right hand behind you, inhale the left arm up. And then hugging the knee in towards the chest. Twisting deeper. So every inhale, you're lengthening the crown towards the sky, and exhale, twisting a little deeper. Really focusing in on the breath here. And then we can bring the left hand on the outside, the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Maybe bring the forearm along the thigh. As you inhale, lengthen the crown towards the sky, twisting a little deeper here. Just a few more breaths. And then you can inhale, unbind, unwind. Facing the left side of your mat now. And then coming back to center, placing the hands behind you, feet mat width apart, and just windshield wiper the legs. Good. And then from here, we'll bring the legs out in front of us. Walk the sit bones back, and we'll come into seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So as you inhale the arms up, get deeper into the hip creases as you reach the arms forward, coming into your fold. Just keeping the toes flexed back behind you towards your face. And if you want to, you can keep the hands beside the knees, just walking the hips back, getting deeper, reaching the belly for the thighs. Maybe you want to reach for your toes. Wherever it is, just breathe through the back body, breathe through the sacrum. Notice the state of your mind and just have this loving awareness. And realizing that is bringing you closer towards stopping how the mind turns things around. Lovely. And then we'll come up from our seated forward fold, bring the hands behind us. And we can bend the knees hip width apart. And then inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Coming into a bridge pose here. Keep lifting the hips up, opening the shoulders. Lovely. Coming back down. And we'll make our way over onto our bellies. So to begin, we'll have the hands palms down, elbows underneath the shoulders. I like to have the tops of my feet down. If you want, you can have the big toes touching and the heels flopping out. And just stay here in Sphinx pose. The pubic bone is heavy on the mat. The belly is heavy on the mat, but we're upright through the heart. The head's reaching towards the sky. Breathing here. And then from here, we can bend our knees, flex the ankles so the soles of the feet are facing the ceiling, and then we'll reach back for our ankles so that we're preparing for bow pose. If you can't reach for your ankles, then keep the legs extended and do a few rounds of cobras at your own pace, strengthening the back muscles, opening the heart. Same effect as a bow pose. So for staying with bow pose, roll the shoulders up, back, and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then on your inhale, all you're doing is bringing the shins to vertical. Opening the heart here, reaching the shins to vertical. Squeezing the shoulder blades. One more breath. And then exhale, release the pose, stack the hands, and rest the forehead down on the hands, shaking the hips out. Taking a deep breath. And exhale, letting go. And then we'll do that one more time, bending the knees, reaching back for the ankles, or doing a few rounds of cobra. And from here, choosing whichever you please and holding for 3 breaths. And then relaxing, switching the stacking of the hands and resting the forehead down on the hands. Softening the body here. Letting yourself relax. And then from here you can release the hands, bring them beside the heart, and push yourself back into child's pose with the knees wide apart. Opening the hips here, reaching the arms out in front of you, resting the forehead down on the mat. Breathing the body open. And then from here, let's come back up to tabletop, and we'll bring the legs out to one side, come onto your sit bones. And from here, we're going to reach the arms out in front of us, the legs are on the ground. An option to lift the feet and come into boat pose, or you can keep the feet down. You're still engaging the core, just floating the feet down a little bit. And we're going to clasp our hands together, and we're just going to twist side to side. Try to keep your legs super still. Engaging through the core here. We're just twisting at the belly. Just a few more rounds, don't forget to smile. Good. Coming back to center with the hands floating, and slowly make your way down to your back, one vertebra at a time. Taking your time here. And once you find yourself on your back, you can bring the feet mat width apart, knees bent, and just windshield wiper the legs. And then finally, you can bring the legs out wide and come into your final Shavasana. Letting the back of the skull rest on the mat. The feet are mat width apart. Really let go of the legs. And you can roll the shoulders up, back, and down on your back. Let the palms of the hands face the ceiling and just totally relax here. And just let your whole body go. Closing the eyes and softening the whole face. Letting the breath be natural. Taking a long exhale to just soften and let go of any tension. Letting go. And we'll do a body scan, relaxing the whole body. You can begin to bring your awareness to your right hand and relax the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, and upper arm, the right shoulder, right side of the chest, and the whole right side of the waist and the belly completely relaxed. The hip, buttock, the right thigh, knee, shin and calf muscle relaxed. The ankle, the heel, top of the foot, sole of the foot, and the right toes relaxed. The whole right side body. Then the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, and upper arm. The left chest, side of the waist, and the belly. Hip, buttock, left thigh, knee, shin and calf muscle. The ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, and the left toes totally relaxed. The whole left body is relaxed. Relaxing the low back, middle back, and upper back. The whole neck, the scalp, the forehead, and all of the facial muscles, the eyebrows and the eyes, the cheeks and the jaw, the lips, the whole mouth relaxed. Letting your whole body completely relax and soften for the next few moments. Enjoying this deep stillness in the body. And slowly you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And rock the head side to side, yes and no. You can bring the knees together into your chest and give yourself a big hug. As you start to breathe deeper, you can come onto your left side of your body and slowly make your way up to a tall seated position with the eyes closed, the hands at heart center. And from here, just take a moment to feel deep gratitude for your practice, for your constant practice, abhyasa. And we can send this love out to our worlds. May our thoughts and our actions contribute to the happiness and freedom of all. Thank you so much for practicing with me, yogis. I really enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Bye.